when I got up to speed on Snapchat. So it took me about 4 weeks to get pretty freaking good at this, I would say.
Good, good. Yeah, we've known each other a while. Jason's has he's a real estate wholesaler, so he's an interesting perspective on lead gen too. So are you using Snapchat yet to generate leads for real estate, or are you doing it for other stuff?
Actually, it's kind of two-pronged. So can you hear me okay? Because I'm kind of just shouting at the computer.
No, you sound great. Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, basically, I mean, I've known about Snapchat for a while. It's, everybody knows about Snapchat if you've listened to Gary Vaynerchuk or any of the other, like DJ Khaled. But a lot of people are using Snapchat now because unlike a lot of the other social media channels, you can really control who you see on Snapchat and ignore everybody that you don't want to see. I don't know if you know how great that is when you're going through Instagram and you don't want to see, a bunch of other stuff, or Facebook where everybody's, talking about racism nonstop or just so much negativity. You can actually turn it off in Snapchat and not, accept, just block those people and never have to see them. So kind of like your own TV channel into people's world. It's also great because unlike Periscope or some of the other YouTube, even Facebook Live, people are forced to do short little 10-second bursts. So you can only you can't sit there and dawdle too much. You got to be quick and to the point. So basically, you'll string pictures and short videos together into stories. It's kind of a unique art form. I've seen people do some amazing stuff. I wouldn't call myself amazing at it yet, but you can be real creative with it. It can suck up a lot of your day if you let it, but ultimately, as with anything, you're always trying to figure out, well, how can I turn this into money? And about 2 weeks into it, I was able to start doing that. Some of it, as with anything with leads, some things are, immediate, and other things are, long tail, I guess you can call it. But that just comes from putting out, a certain amount of content and, connecting with people. And like I said, in a way, you're getting your own little TV show, so you're really in control of what you do. And that's the cool thing about it. You can play with it, you use it for fun with your kids. There's a lot of filters on there that, you can do goofy stuff with. But I've also seen people use the filters to engage other people in a way that is pretty cool. Like, some of the famous people will use it and turn themselves into a different character and take votes over it. So as far as engagement goes, you're going to get more engagement on this platform than on Facebook, email, and all the other ones combined, simply because it's just way more immediate. YouTube, you can get a lot of views, but that comes over time. With Snapchat, people only have 24 hours to really look at what you put out there. So you can tell what's put out there. You're also able to save stories, they call it, or your videos, and upload them to YouTube, although they did a little change recently that made that a little difficult. But you could technically take all that content and put it into a series of YouTube videos and still keep that, which I've done. And like I said, there was a change Sunday where they made it easier for people to upload past snaps and photos, so you don't have to always be creating new content. But I don't know, something kind of went wonky with saving the stories to video, but I'm sure they'll fix it shortly. So they're always changing it, they're always fixing it, and I'll stop right now. You tell me how you want to. Sure. How you want me to take you through the lead stuff, the lead gen stuff.
Yeah, so a couple things there. First off, Snapchat is new. It's engaging. They don't even have an ads platform yet, right? So this is an opportunity to be just like Facebook.
They just started, but it's really just starting, which is why it's good to be on there now versus when they really get it going and then you're stuck.
And I think we're talking about Gen Y here, right? A lot of millennials in general.
Yeah. And believe it or not, from what I understand, they spend a lot so through Snapchat, believe it or not. So
they do take action, and as far as I can, because our audience here is real estate agents and lenders primarily, and real estate itself, showing properties, touring properties. I know you've done a lot of videos touring properties for your investing business. That's good, engaging content, right? It's pretty.
It is, but on Snapchat you got to remember, like you have to have a balance. I think Facebook and Instagram, set the trend for mixing. Okay, so there's two schools of thought. One is have an account that's strictly, business, and you talk about nothing from business, and you get a certain amount of followers, and you have a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Specific sort of niche, right? Niche. And then I've always been of the mind, and I think you have too, was, you like to mix a little business with pleasure in there. You like to show people the human side, the problems, what people are going through. And the reason for that is this. Snapchat's a very personal platform. I mean, you could basically just go on there, see someone's little video, and react directly to that video. I'll give you an example.
Well, let's get in there.
Go ahead.
So,
yeah.
Is it okay if we get in? I only set up an account once, so I was thinking I would just set up a new account. Everybody can follow along. I would bet that 90% of the people watching this, either live or in the recording, don't even have an account yet.
All right, so yeah, why don't you go in there and friend me, and then maybe you can go through my story. Yeah, do that.
Okay, so I'm going to, let's see what you're up to. I'm going to go ahead and just sign up. I downloaded, what you're seeing on my screen is my phone in the middle there. Yeah. I'm doing this live right on my phone. Everybody's going to know my birthday. Send me presents. Here we go. This might be boring. So you just go, you download Snapchat. It's kind of a big file. It took a few minutes for me to do. Now, I know there's something to do with usernames, right? Is there some strategy with picking a username, or is that different from a screen name?
All right, so if I were you, I would, pick a cool name. Or you could call yourself Ryan Hartman. It depends on your branding. Like, so, on Facebook and other places, I'm Daddy's Fast Cash, but I put Snapchat Hero for mine because a lot of it has to do with Snapchat, and there was a reason, and it has to do with another site called Ghost Codes, but I wanted to attract more of a variety of people, and Daddy's Fast Cash, I mean, it's still cool, but, maybe you want to call yourself Riteculous or Ridiculous, give yourself something like a little bit stand-out-ish because, or if you have something in your branding you want to step out. But you can play with it as you will. Your username is one thing, and then you can actually have a different name. Like you could be Ryan Hartman, or you could be, Randy Macho Man Savage if you want to. Your username remains the same. So.
Okay, I got it now. Okay, that makes sense because I'm having trouble here. I'm trying to get on my phone. It's not letting me change my username.
Yeah, just use that. It's relatively easy to remember.
Yeah, now it won't let me. This is funny, but it won't. This must have something to do with my phone being connected. It won't let me type anything. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, right? Always live.
Yep. Well, we did throw this together about 15 minutes ago, so.
Let's see. Bear with me, everybody. Here, I'm gonna cancel out the screen share and try to do this. Reset my app and do it. What a bummer that is.
Let me see if I can make.
Because I had everything all set up and good to go.
It's always when you need it the most.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the app literally won't allow me to use my keyboard. Yeah.
Let me. All right.
So everybody, while you're listening to us muddle through this, if you want to, in this dead airspace here, if you want to start downloading Snapchat, that might be a good practical thing to do right now. I'm restarting my phone to trick it. I have a nice new fancy phone. It should work fine, but I'm restarting my phone to try to trick it into letting me see the keyboard. And how many people would you say, if you do a video or something, how many people see that? It's all based on how many followers you have?
Yeah, so Snapchat, like anything, there's the slow growth and there's the fast growth, right? And so views can be, they can be viewed different ways. But at the end of the day, there is a way to target your viewers a little bit better, and it's an app called Ghost Code. So once you get a Snapchat account, the first thing I would tell people to do is go to Ghost Codes, and there's Ghost Codes and there's Boo Manager, right? And I'm gonna tell you something, Ryan. I mean, honestly, like while we're doing this, me and you, we need to put this thing together because I have an ebook. I can get people an ebook for this thing, and set of instructions, and we can package it all real nice.
I just want to generate some real estate leads right now.
No, I'm just saying, but this will get people doing that quickly.
Oh, you wanted to make it a guide. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guide, but Ghost Codes, right? So once you get your Snapchat set up, everybody close your eyes and use your imagination. So you get your Snapchat set up. You're out there in the world. There's people you can add on your phone. So first of all, you could just go through your own phone and just add. It'll tell you all the people that are on Snapchat in your phone. So that would be the first step. Go through your phone and just start adding all the people you know. It's not a reciprocal ad. They got to add you back, but you can start to see what they're doing. So just remember that. Just because you're their friend doesn't mean that they're your friend kind of thing, but you can still see their stuff. So you're their audience, right? And then on Ghost Codes. Ghost Codes is an app that you can go in and you can pick a niche that you're good in and a bunch of keywords like I picked real estate, comic books, what else? Entrepreneur. Like I picked a bunch of things, and you can search on there by keywords and by titles. But there's about 16 categories, and you can pick which one of those you kind of want to be known for.
Okay.
And so you'll show up in in those categories. And what you can do is sort of like in Facebook or Twitter, where you can start liking a bunch of people, and it's looking like it's working.
It worked. It was the little app I used to connect this Visor thing. It actually hides your keyboard automatically, and I did not know that. So I figured that out. So I set my username and password. I did the text verification that it made me do, and now it says to access my contacts. I guess I'll say okay, right? To let people.
Yeah, that's how you start to build your audience. Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to add some friends. Do I need to do this manually?
Yeah, you can add those. You can start adding, a bunch of people, but add me on there.
I'll add you in just a second. Here we go. I'll pick some random people here.
Now, it's gonna take a little while for some of those people's stories, depending on how active they are, to load up where you can see them.
That's creepy. I'm on the screen. All right.
Yeah, man. That's what
you got
happens.
used to being on TV, huh? So tap goes to add friends. Who am I looking for? You?
Yeah, you want add by username if you want.
Okay.
Put DADDYS Daddy's Fast Cash with an S, yeah, FAST cash.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay, hit add.
There you go.
Everybody else can follow you as an example if they want to, right?
Okay.
Now add it. I guess I'll go back now.
Yeah, go back. You probably want to add a few more people because what's going to happen is it's probably going to take a little while for people's stories to start coming into your feed.
Okay.
That add by snap code is a really cool feature. You can actually take pictures of people's Snapchat on your phone, and then when you do that, you can go to the picture and it'll scan it in, so you don't have to go through like searching by names.
Okay, but you can add. This is really relevant for real estate. You can add nearby. So we're all in local markets to generate leads.
Yeah, but people, that is cool. But everybody, that only works when everybody around you has theirs on.
Okay.
So you're probably by yourself, not around a lot of people, so you're not going to pick up anybody. But if you guys were at a real estate event, let's say, and you wanted to get everybody's Snapchat, all you got to do is go on that add nearby and tell everybody turn this on right now. And instead of sitting there trying to collect business cards and all that crap, you could just everybody turn that feature on their Snapchat, and you would pick up everybody in within I guess about 30 feet vicinity or maybe more. I don't know. But I'm actually going to test it out Thursday, so we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, and you can invite people, but best thing to do is just add the people you already know that are on there,
Right.
because they're probably already active. So
That's why it's popping
that'll,
up because they're using it regularly. Okay.
yeah, exactly. They're on there. So okay, tap to add a selfie. Now let me just tell you about this.
Okay.
Snapchat makes this weird little what's it called? GIF, right? It's
Avatar.
like it'll take 4 pictures of you and it'll move around. So you could make multiple faces as it takes the picture. You could try to stand still like you might have seen in mine. The
Okay.
point is it's gonna tell you to take a selfie, and there's no way to upload any kind of selfie that's like, they don't let you just upload your own thing in there. You have to just stay, this is the one that's connected to Snapchat. They haven't made it available. So you can't go put a pretty picture in that particular thing.
Okay.
Your best bet is if you want to hold something in front of your camera like a logo and hold it real still for 4 shots, you can do that and it'll start taking pictures. Yeah, see? Just make faces and there you go. All right. So there you go. Like now that's what people's going to see.
All right.
It'll just keep running. There you go. You can always go back and change it, but like that's,
Oh, it's doing it again. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes like 4 pictures.
All right. Now I got to go back. Okay.
There you go. So now you're in there. Now you're moving around in there. And to be honest with you, it's good. It's a good thing because some people look at that little picture and say, "Hey, that guy looks fun," and they add you. So,
So it's up to you.
Now you're
So we've got a lot of professionals here. People who they might run their business different ways. So you can do what I did. You can goof off, but you could just slightly move your face, just stay still, and have a professional picture if you want it, right?
Yeah, I tried to do that with mine, and it moves a little bit. I've also used not a business card, like one of my flyers, and I put it in there. But to tell you the truth, not a lot of people look at that particular one because you can download that code and actually change colors, and put the face you want in there, like whatever your brand is or whatever. And between $5 and $20, depending on whatever, you can go and get one that's the one you use for business cards, for Facebook, or like you might see on my Facebook page. I used a different one, and I use that for the branding. But like that's the one that everybody else sees before they go into Snapchat, and it's good. That's the one you really want to pimp, if you want to call it that. The one inside Snapchat, not too many people look at that. So if you're attractive, hey, use it. If you don't feel you're attractive, then use a picture of money. Whatever you want to do. I mean, it's wide open. So.
Okay. So what do I do now? I'm sitting here. The screen went blank, so I opened it back up and it's just sitting here. So take whatever.
So you see those little things on the bottom, the little blue on the screen left and a little purple on the screen right?
Yep.
So click on the little purple one on screen right, because that'll be the stories. Okay, look. So go on there's Team Snapchat, and that's just like their little news things. They tell you welcome and all that.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Daddy's Fast Cash one, you're going to see all the stuff I did for the last 24 hours. So, I mean, that's what it tells you. But
what do I do now?
I'm not sure with your screen if it's a swipe. Okay. All right. That was, yeah, this was a video invite for the event. So,
cool.
Yeah, you can basically keep clicking and it'll speed you through.
Okay. Yep.
But I guess those are the only 2 that uploaded yet. But essentially, there's a mix of I showed a house. You can mess around and do stuff like that. That's what I read this morning. That's something I was doing for my event. That was my cast getting cut off today.
How do I comment on these? Do you comment like on Facebook, or do you?
You can swipe up and you can comment right on that picture. Like, oh my God, it looks like terrible. Like literally, you can respond to each picture by swiping up and saying, oh, that house looks cool. Oh, how can I see that? Oh, that looks like it's painful. All you got to do is take your finger from the bottom of the screen and swipe up, and it creates a chat. And that chat links directly, that chat will link directly to that particular video. So if you did that to Snapchat, they would get that. If you did it to one of my videos, it would coordinate with the specific video or picture that you were referring to, which is really cool because it's a very targeted question. Like, did that hurt? How did you do that? Where is that at? What is that address? How long are you going to be there for?
What's
like,
the price of that
you can,
house?
yeah, exactly. Like you can directly refer to a specific thing and, get your answer pretty quickly through Snapchat.
So if I committed to every time I show a property, just doing a quick snap on it, even if it's just a quick like shot of the kitchen, it's kind of like a mystery, right? Um, and then everybody on Snapchat
Yeah, I mean,
see that little quick video of the kitchen, and then people would probably say, "What's up with that? Where are you?" Is it?
yeah, like what I did yesterday was I went to a house and I said, I'm here to check out staging, right?
Okay.
I'll give you an example. And I just did some quick shots of, and this was me in front of that house because I was checking on, the cleanup. And I'm just sitting out there doing some talks about an event Thursday. So, I just took an opportunity instead of limping around. I would just sit out there and it was nice and it would add some backgrounds. So I was talking about staging yesterday, a house, and I just showed the living room, the dining room, etc. And I put the price, and somebody responded to me about the basement, you know, uh, something about the staging and how much it costs. And so what I'm saying to you is you never know what kind of questions you're going to get directly,
Mm-hmm.
but people will ask you questions. And they feel really comfortable with just asking you almost anything because it's like they're not asking everybody on Facebook and they're not exposing some kind of lack of knowledge or, oh, everybody's going to see me. This is between you and them. So it's a private conversation. And they can ask you anything. And I think that's what opens up people the most to
Right.
communicate with people directly because they don't feel like they're getting exposed to everybody suddenly knowing their business. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. So,
So, so another realtor might ask you something like, hey, you know, tell me this or tell me that. And you might be friends with somebody else in the office, but they don't want everybody to know that question because they got competition that could be looking on their Facebook page or whatever. So this is a conversation between you and that person, and you can work out whatever deal you want to work out with them, answer whatever question. So what I'm saying to you is this is how leads in real estate so far have worked out. I presented that yesterday. I got like one inquiry, right?
mhm.
And as I go, I'm going to just document some of the stuff I'm doing, like, selling it this way or some of the features, and then mix it up with real life. I'm also advertising a real estate meetup that's coming Thursday. So now I have actual, I put out some content about staging yesterday. Today was a little bit about the meeting and, it happened to happen in front of the house. And then, whatever tomorrow might be something else. So I do a mix of like learning about Snapchat. The Lego pieces were also part of the meeting. So come meet me in person. We can talk in person. So these are like draws to go meet at a meetup where, we can exchange business cards, get to meet face to face, etc. And like that picture right there was sort of like my jokey thing about the meetup. But I have people coming to that event from I've been advertising for about a week. So I want to say there's anywhere between 3 to 7 people that said off of Snapchat, I didn't find them on Facebook, I found them off Snapchat or some, through there, hey, I'm going to check out your event, I'm coming to your event, and they've registered. So I've sent them through Snapchat to a registration page, and they registered. Well, they show up, how people are, but the point is 3 to 7 people off of Snapchat coming to a meetup where there's, the opportunity to get into business with each other and to learn a little bit more about Snapchat, get in each other's world, trade business cards, possibly be a part of the opportunity that's being presented at this meetup. So that's been the lead funnel so far.
Okay. So
Have I
you
sold the
just
house with it yet? No, but yeah.
so
I'm
so
sorry?
I got an open house later today, or I show up in an open
Yes.
house. You just go on Snapchat and say, "I just got at the open house. I'll be here till 3." That,
You could do that. This is people. You have to ping pong with Snapchat. You got to kind of ping pong people between certain things. Maybe you would be on Snapchat like tomorrow. Like say if your open house is later today. Hey, Snapchat, just letting you know, go to my Facebook to see a live stream of the open house I'm having. Ask any questions. Here's my Facebook page. Screenshot the next page. You give them 10 seconds. You can actually set timers for your pictures on here. A cool little feature somebody showed me. So what happens is the person will screenshot. You have to kind of give a lead up and let people know what's going to happen next because they only got 10 seconds to react. So you would say, hey, I got an open house tomorrow. It's from so-and-so. Screenshot the next shot to find out where I'll be live streaming. The next shot is your Facebook page. Hey, I'll be screenshot, if you're not part of my Facebook, here's my Facebook page. I'll be live streaming from Facebook from 3 to 9. Ask me anything during that time. That's how I would use Snapchat to be on Facebook. You don't want to be on Periscope because not everybody's on Periscope, although you could do that too. Facebook Live seems to be like the #1 way where people can ask questions while you're there, and as long as your Wi-Fi connection's good, I sold a house through Facebook Live. I did it about 3 weeks ago. Pretty much told people I was going to be going to a house. Then I did a live thing, and then literally about 8 people. It was a wholesale deal. About 8 people inquired through Facebook. I got it under contract in about a day. So learn how to ping pong things. Snapchat's not for a whole open house, but you can get your Snapchatters to go check you out in an open house. Now, you're going to have looky-loos, but hey, that's what people do.
So,
and you will get some response.
So you're touching on a big thing here because we talk a lot about methods of driving traffic specifically to our conversion websites. So a couple questions there. So I'm getting it that you can kind of divert eyeballs off of a popular social media thing here. It's like a channel, and you can get them to go other places. Can you direct link to different things? Like, can I link them to a search on my conversion site? How do you do that?
Not through the way people do it through Snapchat is going to be the setup. It's kind of like a 3-step process. You kind of lead up to it with a few snaps. They call it a story, and then you direct them to a link. Now that link is not going to be a hot link, right? It's going to be your best deal is going to be something short and sweet like a Bitly link, or if you have Real Estate Deals Florida.
We've touched on
something easy to remember.
Yeah, so we've touched on that for Craigslist because we're doing that with the images in Craigslist a lot. One of the photos of the house would be a vanity domain.
Oh, you know what? I haven't even done that. That's freaking sweet.
Out to a squeeze. So everybody here who's been on a few of these, you know what I'm talking about. That's what you would do on Snapchat. You would do your Real Estate Deals Florida and have it redirect to your landing page on conversion, right?
Well, to that end, you'll want to take a picture of some kind directly on your Snapchat. One of my favorite tricks is just point your lens right at the floor where it's black, and then just make that a black picture, and then put a Bitly or Real Estate Homes or whatever, and make sure you set the picture to last for 10 seconds. People will snap that and then go to the link that way. It's a little bit clunky. Now, if someone says, "Well, look, I missed it," or "I want to," I'm on my phone, I can't do that. They can send you a direct chat. Now, through direct chats, people can send links. And I've sent a lot of links that way. That's how I'm getting people to sign up for real estate events, how I'm getting them to sign up for, Snapchat courses. Through direct chats, you can send links. Right on Snapchat, you can't necessarily, there's no hot link version of that.
So I just took a picture of myself. If I was sitting in a house, I would have done the same thing. And I saw you had letters. So where would I do that? Right here, T up top?
Yeah, you can go and just type in, check me out at this website, right?
Or something like that.
Okay, yeah. Now,
just for...
Now I want to show you something. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Now tap on it again. What you just tapped on, you're texting.
Okay.
You see that T on the top? T? On the top of the screen? Go press that T. That you see? Yeah. Ooh. Press that. Hit. You see it goes big? Hit it again. That's centered. Now what you can do with that T is you can change, you see the little colors on the side? You can change it to yellow, black, whatever. You can also use your phone to make it bigger or smaller by squeezing the screen or opening the screen. Yeah, you see all that? So you can mess around with that and make it big, small, sideways.
Can
You
you?
can also color behind. You can also color behind it so it stands out. So you see how it's kind of yellow? Okay, yeah. Color. You can color right behind. Like just color the link. It goes behind it. Yeah, just scribble, scribble. See how it stands out now?
Yeah.
So like if you're somewhere, you just want to do that. I've seen people do that. Like they'll make a frame around their screen. They'll just I do the scribble like that. Like you can draw, draw with your fingernail and say hot deal, whatever. You can be creative with it. So it's kind of like a cool little creativity app. Now if you want to add stickers on that, if you made a mistake, you see that little red arrow up there. You can reverse everything you did. Hit the arrow, hit the arrow. Now hit the little pen and you're out of there.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you see the little sticker screen next to the T? You can add all that crap on there and make it all funky, play around. There's plenty of stuff in there. So you can really juice up your picture as much or as little as you want. That's where it gets fun. You know what I mean? You can put it right on your head. You can
All
put
right.
So that's your picture. And when you want when you want people to like do an action, you kind of want to say you can say it in a message through a video. Hey, get ready to screenshot my very next snap. And then you can do a picture with a static, URL, hopefully small and easy to remember. And then that will give them the call to action to go wherever you want them to go. To Facebook Live, to go get Instagram followers. Like what I see like it's kind of a there's 4 places I see everybody kick people to. Very, very few times a blog,
Right.
but a lot of times they'll try to get them onto Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Go check out my YouTube channel. I prefer Facebook because it's just more live and you get more feedback quicker. And Instagram, they sit there, they look at pictures. It's something. If you're in a luxury lifestyle or you want to show beautiful pictures of houses, shoot them to Instagram. If you want to show them an actual open house, shoot them to Facebook. If you want to sit there and talk for a long time about why you're an expert and you got the video on Facebook, on YouTube, send them to YouTube. Like, it just depends on what you're trying to send them to.
Gotcha. So this is fun. All right. So it feels a little bit like something my daughter would like a lot, but
Oh, that's why it started with the kids, and it's still Wild West. So
yeah.
you're going to get some weird texts and snaps, but it's part of growing. Just like you can't control the people that look at your YouTube videos, or you don't know what country they're coming from and what they're searching for, and some of them are weirdos and they put weird comments. It's the same as Snapchat, and not to be crude, but you haven't really blown up yet until you start getting the odd snap of some guy's junk. I'm just going to say it like that. Like, it comes from like different countries. You don't even know. They're talking to you in Russian and Hindu, and like I got so many followers. I've probably got about 5,000 people, I want to say now, that you don't know what they're going to send and when. You will get the odd random snap. You don't know what to do with it. Just toss it. You'll get compliments. You'll get weird videos. But, all I got to say is focus on the growth. Focus on getting connected with influencers and looking at what they're doing. And one of my favorite tricks, and I think if you go to my YouTube, you can see. I want to show you an example of a takeover. This is the best thing I can tell you to do to get familiar with it. Go to unfortunately just /Huggy Bear. YouTube. My username from way long ago is Huggy Bear 35. Yeah, there you go. Just search that, you'll find me. That's like my original one.
Yep.
All right. So go to my videos and go to Snapdat Adventures. That one with the girl. Yeah. So this is what I was telling you, but you can download all your Snapchats. So this is a good example of leading up to stuff. A takeover is when someone, like, let's say me and you, Ryan, we wanted, like, if I wanted to teach your people something and you wanted to teach my people something, right?
Okay.
I could take over your account and do content, and you could take over mine. So think of it as people guest starring on each other's channel. Okay? This girl, you know, paid her a couple of dollars to go do a takeover because I'm in a cast and I'm not getting around well. And she's really cool and interesting. So, you know, I led up to like, hey, my cousin's going to take over my channel tomorrow, right? And she did this whole thing about real estate that was kind of goofy but funny. And I got so many comments about it and people reaching out to me about it that, like, it definitely blew up my channel. So this is me, you know, advertising about, you know, learning about Snapchat and stuff.
Right. You have that's cool. So you have the URL for lead gen there.
Yeah, that's for learning how to use Snapchat. And like I said, me and you can create something better than that, but that's what it is for now.
Yeah. So guys, I just want to keep it in strict to conversion. I mean, the basic thing here is you can build an audience and get that audience looking at different links of yours. We talk a lot about like niche focused property searches. So you might get on and say, hey, today's property search of the day is luxury condos in XYZ city, and then you just tell them where to go to see it on your site, right?
Yep. Could do that. Yep.
Now, can you screen?
But I would think of things as leading as a sandwich. So this is her, and this is her just pretending to be a real estate agent, and she's not, but she just did this wacky skit and took over my channel for a little while, and I got a lot of engagements and followers from it. So if you want, I would just let that play for a few minutes because she actually teaches you something at the end of it.
Your dream home. Come on, let's go. Alrighty, so the first house we're going to look at is a house that Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, and Michael Jackson have all lived in. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at the antique texture. Some people say that it's like a cardboard box, but I say it's a box of cardboard. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Something to wipe your feet on. You can put your kitchen over there, your living room, dining table. Does it fit your persona, you say? No. Let me give you reasons why this box is for you.
I guess it froze.
I could do many things in this box. For example, I can sit in the box. I mean, look at all the space you have in this box. You could also wear it when it rains.
Okay, so the idea is the content is engaging, but it reached you into a different audience, right? Is that what you're saying with the takeover?
Yes. So it served two purposes. She has a ton of followers, and she did something real estate related, which is my niche. So what ends up happening is when you do this with someone, a lot of, like, you can advertise, like, it's just kind of like a courtesy. You can advertise your own snap code. Hey, follow me over here. And, you know, she'll get some of my followers, and in turn also some of her followers will come over to my channel to see what I'm doing, which prompted this whole real estate skit. So this is how you guys end up growing, is you find influencers, and she's an influencer, believe it or not, 19 years old but crushing it. And she, you know, I got a whole bunch. I'm going to tell you right now, from her alone, I get probably 50 to 100 people a day coming into my Snapchat, right? So, and let me tell you something, you know, one of the secrets about growing is this. You got to invest a little bit if you really want to blow up your Snapchat fast. You have to invest and sort of do that kind of stuff and pay for like shout outs and ads and like this kind of stuff, because it will grow your list and your audience way bigger.
Okay.
And one of the big, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What do you mean by, this is getting interesting now. What do you mean by pay for? All I care about is getting traffic to a real estate website.
So, no, I get it.
I got a kid. I live in St. Pete, Florida. So I find a kid in St. Pete, Florida, who's just really cool. You know, I can tell he's got a huge following locally. I just approach him and throw him $20 to take over my channel or something.
Yeah, like you probably, yeah, like people are anywhere from $10 to $30, but yeah, they'll, you know, I mean, you know, and other people might charge more. I know people charge more. It depends on how big of an influencer they are, but you will get a certain portion of that person's audience, and you will see spikes over 24 hours. So you'll go from a person with 100 views per video to 2,000 views per video. That's your traffic. So think of it like if you were paying for traffic on Google and all that, and AdWords. These are small, you know, small consolidated traffic spikes of that audience. You don't know. there's tools out there, and it costs, I'm starting to see them, and they cost a lot of money where you can get like deep down analytics, but I don't feel like paying no hundred something dollars a month to get that kind of information just yet. But I know there's tools out there for it, but you will get, that's how you get traffic.
Well,
you pay people to kick people over to your site.
The beautiful thing about real estate brokerage is that, as long as we know it's local, within our marketplace, everybody's a possible referral source or a buyer or seller. So building if I know a teenager, maybe it's my cousin or somebody has a good following, and I ask him to do me that favor, it's worth it.
It is. It's like an Instagram shout out. Like if for example, I'm in Philly. So if somehow or other I got Will Smith's Snapchat or one of his kids, or just Will Smith because he's Philadelphia, or Sylvester Stallone, or some other celebrity from Philadelphia, and say, hey, why don't you give me a shout out on Snapchat? That dude would shout me out. I would get a ton of followers. People from Philly would know I was into real estate and start asking me questions about real estate in Philly based off the fact that that particular celebrity or influencer, they saw me on there, and then they kind of carried over. Because that's the model of Instagram and some of Facebook. But Instagram really heavy. But seriously, on Snapchat, if Ty Lopez or DJ Khaled or anybody who has like huge millions of Snapchat followers says your name, your shit's going to blow up, point blank. And it's broad, but now if you want to say, okay, well, I really want to focus at like a celebrity in my area. Well, is there really a celebrity real estate broker? I don't know. But, if you're in New York, yeah, you can maybe find one of the guys from, $1 Million Listings, or, in LA or wherever they are. Or if you're one of them towns where you have a connection to somebody who's somewhat famous, the point is you got to think don't think like I got to find someone in my niche. You want to go broader than that and say I need to find someone who's an influencer to say my name and maybe trade a shout out, and we'll like trade that, I'll do his, he'll do mine, or maybe he'll just do mine. And that's how you get those people to start to pay attention to you in your local market. You're really looking for, either paying a little bit of money or, some to get an influencer to say your name, and that's how you start to get that, and it will pick up. Does that make sense?
How do you get that endorsement? Do you purchase the shout out directly through Snapchat?
No.
Right. Yeah.
There's a whole industry, just like in Instagram, where they'll say for bookings, call so and so, and you could go on and be like some swimsuit model. Hey, what does it cost me for a shout out? And the way you gauge that is like say, okay, how many views do you get on your videos? And they can take a Snapchat and say, okay, my videos typically get 10,000 views. Okay, cool. So that's how you verify, right? I say, okay, well, what do you, let's trade. So you try to do it this way. Let's trade shout-outs. And if they say, nah, shout-outs cost money, okay, how much? A takeover is another way to get it for free. Takeovers I like better because people, they run out of content, and if they like you and they see that you're interesting, they'll do that for free. I had some guy do a takeover for me the other day who's in tech. Check this out. This is an example of how weird this works and how you have to think. So I follow a lot of tech guys, and you probably would too on Snapchat. And these are guys that are out there doing stuff, holding seminars, and like they're just talking about the state of Snapchat. Well, one guy, Brian Fanzo, pretty famous, lots of followers, he says, I'm doing takeovers, send me your question through email, and I'll take over your Snapchat, and I'll answer the question. So he does takeovers online, and he explains some stuff. Well, some of his followers came over. I saw a spike, in my viewership, and he shouted out some of his followers. Well, from that tech blast, somebody from New York, who's also in tech, asked me about getting into real estate because he wanted to take some of his, web design money and whatever he's making in New York and start to invest it in real estate. So from a tech takeover, I got a lead for doing business from somebody in New York in real estate. Now, that just happened yesterday. I got to keep, following up with that. But that's the kind of stuff I'm trying to tell you. Like, you don't know who's going to be interested because they like you and what you do versus, they like you first and then they like what you do. So they're going to ask you about what you do after they trust and like you. And they get to do that through seeing you on Snapchat.
Gotcha.
That's the best way I can say it. So
Well, Jason,
if
this is
you're always just selling, 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 it's not going to work. You got to mix it up with some edutainment, some entertainment, some random stuff, and then, offers. But the offers should be like Gary Vaynerchuk says, jab, jab, right hook. Well, do a whole lot of jabs before you do your right hooks.
yeah. Don't directly pitch every time.
Exactly, because it gets old, real old. And don't always just be doing, pictures of your dog and your food and all that too. You got to mix it up.
So if I wanted to, I could do today's property search of the day, Pinellas County, properties with waterfront. Go over to my website and check it out, or something like that. Every
Yeah,
once
you
in a
can
while.
probably just shoot it right through your phone.
Right.
Maybe pick one and say, this is like the deal of the day. So you're on your website, you show your website, and then you just pick one. Deal of the day. This one right here. Man, why is this the deal of the day? This one's pretty sweet. I've been there. It's got a hell of a view out the back. You're right on the water, blah, blah, blah. And you sort of focus on that deal. So yeah, do a deal of the day if you got a lot of property to sell. Or rent. You could do it with rentals. I mean, you could do it with anything and just call it whatever of the day. And, that could be your value add, right? But I would also make sure that you understand that you're not just showing them that. You got to give them a why,
Right.
and play with it. If you're taking pictures of the water, oh, that's beautiful, that's great. All right, put one of those little characters water skiing, draw on it, whatever. Fun stuff for the kids. I see a lot of people do like these weird little asides. What do they call those? Brian, oh geez, Brian, when you kind of reset somebody's mind, it lost me.
So
But it's kind of like you'll just take them out of the moment and then bring them back in, so you'll know, a bird will fly by. Ooh, dogs, squirrel. Suddenly there's a squirrel, and you could be like squirrel, and it's kind of just takes you out of that serious pitch, and then you get back into it. I forget, redirect. I don't know, but anyway. Sorry, I got kind of ADD there.
It's okay. Well, this has been great. We usually go to about 4:30. Some other things, just to integrate. I think, Jason, this is really good because I know that Snapchat's blowing up. The basics here have been really good. You're giving some good insight. And I think it's going to be important for a lot of us to at least have accounts here short term, start building up a few friends, maybe use it once or twice, so that when the ads platform matures and we can directly buy pay-per-click traffic, we know what the heck we're doing. Right, what we're buying.
Yeah, and again, it's different with Snapchat. It's not really pay-per-click. It's more like it's kind of a hybrid between what YouTube and Google would do together, and you would see a spike for 24 hours. So you could conceivably go and buy let's say 500,000 views, right?
Okay.
For $300, $600, whatever. If you knew you had something that needed that many views, you could do that. Keeping in mind that is just blind traffic. It's not targeted. But what would you spend for that many views on AdSense? I don't know. Right. So you got to kind of weigh it and say, okay, what am I really trying to do here? Am I just trying to I'm trying to get brand recognition? Yeah, it might be worth it because they're going to stay over the long haul versus I need all these views to sell this house. Well, buying a house is a very specific activity, and it's not one people do every day. Well, so maybe not worth it for that. But a shout out, doing something else in front of that house. If you're already there at an open house, bring some Legos and make a little story about how to buy real estate while you're in the house. I've done stuff like that. It's just use your creativity, but people will appreciate that because, a lot of realtors are very one note. Hey, check out this house, this well-appointed property. I hate that word to tell you, by the way. I don't even know what it means. Yeah. But just figure out ways to make it fun if it's fun for you, if you can make it fun, if you can laugh doing it, even as silly as it sounds, you will break down a lot of walls doing that. Okay, if you want to do a professional showing, go on Facebook Live. That'll keep you more professional. But on Snapchat, treat it like if it was your own little, goofy side experiment, and watch what the other people are doing. Follow people from different niches. Follow, stars. I would say DJ Khaled would be one to follow. A really good one, another one to follow is Ty Lopez. I mean, that dude does amazing stuff. He'll show you how to ping pong people between all the social media with contests. He does book of the day. He does sneaker of the day. You can do a lot of things. You can do house of the day, deal of the day. I'm going to start doing wholesale deal, snaps. You can get people on your Snapchat by saying, listen, exclusive Snapchat content only. So, for example, if you're on Facebook and you got a pretty good Facebook following, right, or an email list, say, hey, subscribe to my Snapchat because for the next whatever, I'm going to start just doing Snapchat wholesale deals, right? And those are the people that are going to see them first, and then you'll get the deal by email, but it might be too late by then. So that'll pull people from your email list over to your Snapchat. That's what you should really do. You should start trying to pull people from email to Snapchat first, just like you would try to pull them into Facebook or Instagram, and see how that does.
So a lot of us are sitting on database of a few hundred, maybe a few thousand real estate leads, and with conversion, we can just mass text or mass email whenever we want. So it might be, mass text might be great because we're talking about a mobile app. Hey, I just launched a Snapchat channel. I'm going to be posting interesting property deals that I find when I'm out and about. If you happen to be on Snapchat, go here and pull them over. Right.
Yep. You could that'd be a great way to do it, and keeping it interesting. How else would I do that? That's a way to get them from email into a relationship. Yeah. And then like I said, go through your phone book every day, because do the quick ads. It'll tell you like 5 or 6 people every day that are on Snapchat that's probably not a friend of yours yet, until you get everybody that you know that's on Snapchat in your Snapchat, because those are people that are already your warm market. And believe it or not, they don't read the emails. They're not always on Facebook, but people are addicted to Snapchat. So
cool.
Do that.
So it's another channel. You can build really good engagement as a conversion strategy to take cold leads and let them get to know who you are, because we have a lot of cold internet leads in our databases. This could be great because if somebody uses Snapchat's so young that people are just like when Facebook was young, they're just friending people just to have more interaction, right? It's like a club right now still.
Yeah, it's still an exclusive club, but the people that are in there are very open to new and engaging on it because they're still learning it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they want to sit there and they'll like, you can chat with them. Hey, blah, 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 I haven't seen you in a while. And you can just voice message them, or you can send them a picture, or you can send them a personal video. You can play with that. And the more stuff you do, the more they're like, hey, this guy really knows what he's doing. He's really on top of this stuff. And then they start coming to you for more and more stuff until the next thing you know, like, they're either at your meeting, they're at your open house, they're referring people to you. It sort of snowballs after that.
Cool. Jason, man, thanks a lot. We try to keep it under an hour. Now, I know you're doing a lot of stuff here. I know you didn't come on here to sell anything. We were chatting, but you want to plug, like, people can get to know you on Snapchat at Daddy's Fast Cash. Is that right?
Yeah, at Daddy's Fast Cash is my Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. So okay. And if you search that term, you'll find me on all those platforms. I am trying to put, I'm going to announce it here. Me and you are trying to put together something specifically for realtors. This is some of the meat, but I didn't even get to some of the other stuff yet, and I'm still learning new things too. So hopefully we can put something together that is a little bit more easy to follow and implement.
Well, this was a really good break-in for me. I appreciate you showing me the ropes a little bit. And then, yeah, guys, maybe we'll have some follow-up content in a later. I know Jason might be doing like a course on this or something. Maybe we'll have some follow-up content in a few months specific to real estate. Right.
Well, I have some generic stuff, and I'll talk to you after this where I got started.
Okay.
We can give them a free ebook. We can give them where I got started. Okay. You can check that out before you offer it to them, and that's going to get you 80% of the way there really quickly.
Yeah.
And then with that, it's going to be easier to get specific with real estate because that's going to get your feet wet really quick, and then from there we can kind of hone in on niche real estate stuff.
Okay, so great. I'll include that resource with the recording. Jason, man, thanks a lot.
Yeah, yeah, man, no problem. And I guess we'll try to meet up next week too. So.
Okay, yeah, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. And everybody else, thank you for being here. It looks like there's no questions, but if you have you need any help or have questions about this, it's support@kunversion.com, and we'll get the recording live probably by Wednesday morning on the private Facebook group. Thanks, Jason.
Cool, thanks. Talk to you soon.
See you.